Matthew Myers back in Nottingham for another year. Put pen to paper now, Matthew. Just tell me how you're feeling having done that now.
Yeah, no, it's great. I spoke with Pash a couple of weeks ago, and over the last sort of week or two since being away with the national team, we've come to an agreement, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it's great. Last season, for the team wasn't exactly what we wanted. Me personally, I enjoyed the season and was able, given an opportunity to continue playing. As you know, I was struggling to find a team, but Deuce and Tim, got me back playing, which was awesome, and I had an enjoyable season. And hopefully now this year we can push on and try and win some silverware, as a group.
And you mentioned last year, like you said, you didn't have, this time last year, you didn't have a team. You put out that video saying you didn't know where you were going to be playing. Is it nice to have that security locked in early on this time?
Absolutely, yeah. It was an uncomfortable situation for me to be in August without a team, and like we discussed previously, I thought I was going to be done playing, but thankfully I wasn't, and now I'm back playing again next year, so that's great.
And it's not just back playing again; it's back playing again in your home away from home. There's only two teams you're associated with it. It had to be Nottingham again, didn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Like you say, it's my home away from home. I've lived and worked there a long time, and love the city, love the people, love the fans, and love the team. And I'm lucky enough to get the opportunity to do it again next year.
Like I say, you love this team, you love this city, you love this fan base. Just how much did like I said, last year on ice, the results didn't go the way we wanted, or things like that. But just how much did that hurt you on a personal level last year, knowing your affiliation with this team and this city?
I mean, I suppose nobody plays professional sport to lose, right? So regardless of which team we're on, losing sucks and nobody wants to do it. Obviously, for us in Nottingham, we're a big organization and we should be competing more. And I'm not saying we're going to win every year, because it's difficult to win. There's 10 other teams or 9 other teams who want to win, and there's obviously good teams right from the top to the bottom. So it's difficult to win, but it would have been nice to have been a bit more competitive. And I think realistically from, I don't know, Christmas time-ish, we knew we weren't going to win the league. We had an opportunity to win the cup, which we didn't do. We lost to Belfast, who, team that played great all year and went on to win 2 of the titles. And obviously we fell short again in the playoffs. And, the playoffs isn't a long series, and it's, lots of teams had the opportunity to win, and unfortunately we didn't take that opportunity. But the beauty is with next year we start again in September, and we try and do, replicate some winning that the team has done in previous years.
And then on a personal level, you enjoyed last season. It was your highest points output since you were last in Nottingham in 2015-16. You had some personal goals that you met and overachieved on last year. You proved that there's still hockey in Matthew Myers. You were our top scoring British player last year as well. So it's a lot of positives to build on for you going into the new season.
Yeah, absolutely. I like you said, I had more points than I have in the last few years playing in Cardiff, and basically since playing back in Nottingham, 5, 6 years ago, whatever it was. And I wanted to prove to myself, without having a team at the start of the season or end of the summer, I should say, that I still had the ability to play. And if I didn't, then it was time to retire. But I think I showed last year that I can still play and I can still help teams win and be successful. And I'm looking forward to doing that again next season. I spoke with the new coach, Gary, and he said, "Oh, what did you do? Did you change your training off the ice? Did you change your summer training to help you be more productive?" And I was a little bit brutally honest, and I just said, no, I was, playing more minutes in Nottingham than I was in Cardiff, and in more key situations. And obviously, when that happens, you get the opportunity to produce, and that's what happened for me.
And then you mentioned you spoke to new head coach Gary Graham there. He's an infectious personality, a lot of enthusiasm. He'll get you fired up. How have you enjoyed getting to know him briefly? You've been away, so you've probably not had many chances to speak to him.
No, I've spoken to him 2 or 3 times, and like you said, he's he's a big personality and he's very enthusiastic, and I think he's looking forward to getting into Nottingham and seeing what he can do there. And every conversation I've had with him has been positive, and like you said, really enthusiastic to get started. And he's discussed the way he, anticipates playing and his thought processes, and it's great. So hopefully, him and Omar and the team can do whatever recruiting is required and put together a good team for the coming season. And hopefully we can, like you say, we keep touching on getting back to winning ways, winning more hockey games and seeing what happens at the end of the year.
And as we mentioned in previous interviews, you've seen it all, you've been there, you've won it all, you've seen it when it comes to the Elite League. You enjoy that aspect because Gary will have to lean on guys like to get his head around, wanting to win the league being the priority over here. Because there is an adjustment period. Is that that's a role that you embrace every time you're on a team every year?
I mean, I'm an older guy now, as you know. I think I was the 5th oldest guy in the World Championships this year, so and definitely get into an age where I would be classed as an older guy. But yeah, I mean, look, I'll help Gary or Omar or anybody on the team where I can. I have no problem trying to pass my experience on to the people around me, and hopefully I don't, people don't see it as me forcing information on them. Hopefully it's just me trying to do what's best for us as a group and certain individuals. And yeah, I'm happy to do that. And if I can help in any way, shape or form, if it's, like Steve Lee did last year, jumping behind the bench and coaching, he couldn't play, but he did what it took and he stepped behind the bench and helped coaching. So I want to be playing next year. That's my goal, but yeah, I'll try and help out in any way, shape or form.
I think the term is veteran, not older guy. And that's the more respectful way.
Yeah, that's right.
So you're back in. I imagine you're back in Cardiff, fresh off the World Championships. How was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was great tournament. Always really enjoyable going away with the boys for GB. And like we spoke about just before coming onto this interview, we actually played really well. And it sounds really British and defeatist to say we played well, but we got relegated. Which it isn't. We just have to be realistic. It's a really top quality tournament with every team is excellent, so it's always going to be difficult to win. Frustratingly for us, there was 3 games this year where we were within touching distance of getting potentially 9 points, and we end up coming away with just 1, and that's very frustrating, because I think we did have the chances this year. We missed some key guys like Steve, Ollie, Hammy maybe, and Kirky, and Cons. But we still had the opportunities without those guys to win hockey games, and it just didn't go our way. But next year, like you said, it's in Nottingham, and we get the opportunity to win some games and get back up into the top division, and that's what us and the boys are going to set out to do.
And a lot of British players, like when you go from an Elite League season to the World Championships, that's a lot of hockey you have to play. You must be looking forward to enjoying a bit of your summer before you start focusing on getting back up here.
Yeah, most certainly. I'm going to take a couple of weeks off here and rest and not do anything. We were away with the national team. I think we were together maybe 21 days, something like that, and we played 11 games and practiced almost every day. So that's a lot of exercise, a lot of keep fit. So yeah, I'm going to take a couple of weeks and just chill for a bit, and then get back to training. And look forward to the season come late August time.
And there's a lot of talk of fresh starts and starting everything and getting the Panthers back to where they should be, actually competing for those titles and things. Just from talking to Omar and Gary, a lot of the fan base almost seems rejuvenated at the minute. Do you feel any, or is it like any other season for you, or do you feel that sense of rejuvenation and change in the air sort of thing?
Tell you the truth, no, I haven't really, but that's probably because I've not been around. I've been away with the national team focusing on other things. I've spoken to Omar and Gary a couple of times, but I don't know if they've signed any other guys yet. So I don't really know what the team is coming together like. So, and for me, honestly, when the season finishes, I switch off. I don't worry about hockey. I don't think about it. Recruiting's nothing to do with me. Anything that goes on in the summer is nothing to do with me. So I chill. I focus on myself, my training, and come August time or September time when we get back together, then I'll start thinking about what we need to do to be successful.
The training camp starts August 22nd. First pre-season game August 27th against Sheffield. That's going to be a good barometer for where we are early on when you're going up against Sheffield and then Cardiff the week after.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, Cardiff and Sheffield are the top two of the top three teams this year, and no doubt they will be next year. So yeah, we're going to have to be focused and ready to play hockey right from the start. Exhibition's good because it's not always about the results. We don't need to concern ourselves too much with that, but we need to concern ourselves with how we play and doing whatever Gary puts in place structurally, and essentially then when week one of the season comes, that's when it starts to count, because like you said, the league is the best trophy, or the hardest. It's definitely the hardest trophy to win. For me personally, it's not the most fun to win. I think the playoffs or the Challenge Cup are the most fun to win. So we'll test ourselves against Sheffield, Cardiff, and then look towards getting started in the regular season.
And before you switch off for those couple of weeks, I'm just asking you to imagine it hits August 27th, you're going to be skating back out in front of the Panthers fans again. That must give you those goosebumps. I imagine they never go away. I mean, this is the team you played in your 1000th game in the Elite League with, sort of thing. So I imagine when you imagine skating back out in front of the Panthers fans, it does raise the hairs on your arms, sort of thing.
Absolutely does. I mean, especially last year when I skated back out for the first time and hadn't been around for 5 years in Nottingham. It was cool, and it's a great building, and we do fill the building quite regularly, and we want to do that more next season. Obviously, I know that comes from being better on the ice and more people want to come and watch, but yeah, definitely when you skate out in front of a full building in Nottingham, it's cool for anybody. So for me doing it, for so many years, I've been very lucky.
And sticking with the number 8, I'm guessing.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for your time, Matthew, and we can't wait to see you back in black and gold.
Cheers, Dan.